Hello, this is Austin Davis with Alberici Constructors, here to give you December's monthly update at the Missouri Botanical Garden Jack C. Taylor Visitor Center. Okay, we're out here in the South Garden now. Figured we could take a look at both the South Garden and the exterior of the building. So behind me to my right, we've still got the air and vapor barrier product going on. Again, we talked about that last month. It's the blue material that we spray on the side of the building to keep all the air and vapor out. We've also gotten very close to completion on the roofing on the main level so that we can avoid any rainstorms or snowstorms here in the next several weeks. You can see that the wall between the conservatory and the conservatory prep area has been built. It's an acoustic concrete masonry unit block. So it'll obviously deaden the sound between the two spaces. And it's also the last wall that we needed to build in order to complete the structural steel in the conservatory prep area, which will be starting next week. The last thing I wanted to look at here in the garden was beneath me and behind me. You can see these rock trenches. That's for the subdrainage system. It's got perforated pipe within these trenches that are ultimately going to drain out the planter beds for any water events that we have. We are standing now in the dining area. We call Area B of the building. We've been doing a lot of interior work over the last month. You can look to my right. You see a lot of studs and drywall up. A lot of these are what we call priority walls. We talked about that last month. The walls that need to be built and drywalled prior to a lot of the duct work and any other MEP systems going. So we're probably close to 70% complete with walls in the Area B, which incorporates, again, the dining, the cafe, and some restrooms. To my left, we'll talk a little bit about the enclosure. We have just now started the curtain wall that's going to be along the south elevation of the dining area. If you look closely, you can see some clips on the ground. That is what's going to support the aluminum frames that'll be erected here very shortly. And then, of course, glass will follow that. Okay, our last stop for today is down here in the lower level of the visitor center. This is where a lot of the major infrastructure work for the electrical and mechanical systems lives. To many, this might not be the most exciting place on the project, but to a lot of us, actually, this is really the heart and soul of the project and where a lot of the infrastructure lives and breathes. So over the last month, one of the major things we did was we poured our last section of slab on grade for the concrete. So from about 40 feet behind you right now to the exterior behind me, we poured this slab on grade, which allowed a lot of the above ceiling work to begin. So one of the first things we did there was we started to paint some of the steel. You can see it above me here. We've got the white primer paint on to get that work started. And then in addition to that, we've brought in a lot of the large mechanical equipment as well. You can see that behind me. So that includes the air handling equipment, the direct outside air systems, in addition to a few others. The last thing we'll start here in a few short weeks is interior walls, which will start to make the separations between all these spaces down here. So with that, I appreciate you guys coming with me on this December walk. We will see you next month.